All right, please listen up. Friendly reminder that I am still accepting, and tomorrow's the last day for extra credit. I am no longer accepting tissue paper. If you have it today, I'll accept. Is everyone clear? Like this? Yes, Liam, I see you. It is going to count. Yes, you are good. I just crossed it off. So tomorrow, I don't need 4,000 cases of tissue paper. Is everyone clear of that? Okay, so if you have any donations that you would like to get credit for, put them on your desk, and while we're doing today's lecture, I will absolutely give you those points. Have them out ready to go. So, also, all makeup work is due October the 13th. Okay, I am not going to be here October 13th. I'm going to take a mental health day because it's been pretty stressful, and honestly, I miss my husband. I haven't seen him. So we're both taking the day off, and I'm going to live my life. Okay? So, with that being said, the reason why I'm telling you this is not because I wanted to tell you. It's because if you have a test, can you make it up on October the 13th? No, so you have to do it beforehand. Is everyone clear? So you have officially 7 days to make up any of your tests that you need to do before the 13th. Is everyone clear? So, on October the 13th, you can still come in and I will give you your assignments. You can work on makeup work or you can work on the current day assignment, whatever you do. That day will be a makeup day. Put it all in the box, whatever. But you just cannot make up a test. Everything else will be available to make up. So you need to make sure that you are scheduling in your makeups before then. Is everyone clear? That's why I'm telling you. All right, perfect. Tomorrow you have a test, 25 questions, all multiple choice. Yeah, there's a lot of Supreme Court cases on there. Okay, we're going to make sure we're in a pretty good spot before we get through too far. I'm expecting good scores. You guys have done really, really well on this. Yesterday I taught you all the amendments, yes? Am I expecting you to memorize all of them? Especially like the random ones, like income tax is not, like, I don't give a shit about income tax. I'm not going to ask you about income tax. And spoiler alert, income tax is not going to be on your test tomorrow. But should you know 1 through 10? Yes, you should be familiar. As you saw, we kept them simple, stupid, yes? Keep them as short and concise as possible. You need to know 1 through 10 because of incorporation, yes? Bill of Rights, Civil Liberties is 1 through 10. You obviously need to know 13, 14, and 15, yes? Okay, those are all about discrimination during the Civil War. And then, of course, you should be familiar with the other ones, but, I mean, don't kill yourself trying to memorize all those for tomorrow. 1 through 10, 13 through 15 are the biggest ones. Prohibition is easy to remember. We used to be able to drink in the United States at age 18. So prohibition starts at 18 and it ends at 21 because at 21 you can buy a drink. So prohibition starts at 18, ends on 21. You can tie it to dates of drinking. Okay, we used to be able to drink at 18, but now we can drink at 21. That's how I've always remembered it. I don't know how academic that is, but whatever works. All right. Any questions about October the 13th? We all know? Perfect. Deadline for tomorrow. You need to have them while you're taking your test. So don't have your mama, your daddy, or whoever loves you bring your extra credit. If it's not here by the time you take your test, it's not here. Is everyone clear on that? Like, leave them alone. It's fine. It's your fault, not theirs. Okay? Perfect. On your whiteboard, let's do it. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the 5 things the First Amendment protects. What are the 5 things the First Amendment protects? What are the 5 things the First Amendment protects? Good. What do you got, Eve?
Speech, religion, press, petition, and assembly.
There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me. Let's do clauses. I think we would benefit from some clause action here, don't you think? Here we go. What am I describing? What clause? So all of these have clauses in it. That's your hint. Here we go. Which one is separation of church and state? What do we got, Rinkus? Establishment. Is today Wednesday?
Yeah.
On your whiteboard, please tell me which one says that you can practice any religion or no religion. What is it, Sean?
Free exercise.
Free exercise. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one says that we're all equal in front of the law, no matter what our skin color is. Good. What do we got, Colin? Equal protection clause. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is it's not a clause, it's a rule. But we're gonna roll it in. Oh, you show off. It says that police cannot search without a warrant. Good. Estella. Exclusionary. On your whiteboard, what clause says that everyone has the right to a trial and the government cannot withhold due process? It's a clause. What the hell? Oh, it looks like a J. You look like you wrote J something. Yeah, but it definitely does. Nikhil. Due process clause. The due process clause. Not a clause, but kind of a clause. What requires states and local governments to enforce the Bill of Rights? Tori. Incorporation. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is. All right, let's do some tests. What are the two major tests that you need to know for this? Oh, let me do that. Liam, I got you, Liam. You're officially on there. Good. What are they, Andrew? Clear and present danger and lemon test. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name? We're done with clauses. We're done. What is the name of the Supreme Court case that expands the power of the Second Amendment? You know how we talked about internal thought, Oliver? This is what we're talking about. Internal thought. What is it, Megan? It is Heller versus DC, but yes. Okay, it's Heller DC. Heller DC. I said US yesterday, but it's actually DC. Sorry, name. Okay. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the Supreme Court case that creates clear and present danger? I taught it to you, people. I taught it to you. Is this for both classes or just one? Both. Let me walk over and put you on the world. Good. Which one? Bronson. There you go. Do you see me writing, Jade? Okay, perfect. I just don't want to forget to screw you over. Okay, on your whiteboard, please tell me which one. What Supreme Court case? Oh, best embodies the 14th Amendment. Which Supreme Court case best embodies the 14th Amendment? Good. Chris. Brown versus Board. On your whiteboard, please tell me. What? Oh, this is a good one. Give me 3 Supreme Court cases that I have taught you. There's a total of 5 by the end of the year. What are the total 3 Supreme Court cases that deal with the First Amendment? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Give me 3 Supreme Court cases that deal with the First Amendment. Nice. I haven't taught you Tinker. Have I taught you Tinker?
We talked about like briefly.
Briefly, I haven't taught it to you. But yeah, Tinker would score, yeah. Good. Of the 3 I've taught you, what are they, Tula?
Engel versus Vitale, New York Times versus U.S., Schneck versus U.S.
There you go. Okay, Engel versus Vitale is which one? What do you got, Tatum? What is Engel versus Vitale talking about? Religion in classrooms. What is New York Times about, Ash?
Freedom of the press and like fire restraint.
Yeah, And then we have Schneck versus the United States, which is all about what, Rinkus? Schneck, man.
Oh, assembly. Wait, no.
No.
It starts with E.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all, actually. Ellie, help the boy. Help the man out. Yeah, it's during World War I. It's about the draft. No P. No P. All right, here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me. What is the name of incorporation forces state and local governments to enforce what part of the Constitution? Good. Haley. Bill of Rights. On your whiteboard, please tell me which, what amendment, let's do some amendment work. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me which amendment it talks about, it has the due process clause. What amendment has the due process clause? Oh, we are, turn around and talk to your neighbor. We've got like 16 different answers going on here. Turn and talk to your neighbor. Why do I have to do it? You are a young, sprightly man. Get up. You are young and vibrant, Liam. I am old and decrepit. What? Huh? It's a fifth. The answer is 5. Hot damn, we had like 16th Amendment going. We had all the things. It is the 5th. It's where the due process clause is, which makes sense because it's about trials, it's about juries, double jeopardy, and all that stuff. Here, ooh, I didn't ask about this one. What is the name of the Supreme Court that gives us, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Oh, that was my best version yet. So good. What is it, Maribel? Yes. It is Miranda versus Arizona. I have a really bad headache, and it is not going well. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one, which of your Bill of Rights, so it's 1 through 10, says powers not granted to the federal government in the Constitution are then given to the states. Andrew. 10. On your whiteboard, right to bear arms. Luke. 2nd. All right, I'm doing all the amendments. I'm done with 10. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one says, oh, which 3 were created post-Civil War? Not, like, which 3 were created immediately after the Civil War? Like, which ones, Rinkus? 13, 14, 15. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one. Oh, maybe you'll know it now. Here we go. Which one ends Prohibition? Nah. Bronson. 21. Which one starts Prohibition? See? It helped, didn't it? All right. What is it, Ash? 18. On your whiteboard. How many amendments are there? Good. Tori. 27. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one banned slavery? Good. Ellie. 13. On your whiteboard. Please tell me which one is... Oh, which one gives me the right to vote? Yeah. What is it, Colin? 19th. On your whiteboard. Please tell me. I think I'm good on that. All right. Oh, the 19th Amendment gives women the right to vote. But what federal law gives me the right and all the ladies in the room to be seen as equals and give us access to federal dollars? What is it, Eve? No. What is it? Nope. Nope. What is it? Jade. Title IX. Title IX is what gets us in the room, ladies. Okay. That's where we're going to leave off. Perfect. All right. Are you feeling pretty confident? Okay. I'm telling you right now, do not spend your whole night memorizing the amendments. Know the ones that you have to know. 1 through 10, you should be aware. Okay. The most important thing is that you know where your clauses are. Can we agree? Your clauses and stuff like that, those are the big ones. Okay. I do want to point out yesterday, did you see the big political news? Kevin McCarthy got kicked out as Speaker of the House, which is a huge deal. He lost it yesterday because of infighting within his own. When Kevin McCarthy became Speaker of the House, he had to get elected. It took him 15 attempts to get elected, which is the record. After 6, it was a record. So, I mean, so you could tell he was coming into a fractured house to start with. And then one of the things he signed away was that one person could bring a vote to the floor and vote him out. And one person did. Does anyone know who the person is? Matt Gaetz, who is a Florida congressperson, is going. That is your opinion. Some people are big fans. He's very comfortable in the district he has, which is why he's doing this. He is the one who brought it up, so it's a Florida guy, of course. Now, so if you are a Republican, you should be like really concerned. You should be very concerned. If you're a Democrat, this is hilarious to you. Okay? Because we can all agree in 2024. Now, it's all bad for us, right, as Americans, though, because, if the House isn't working, everything's going to shit, and they have less than 40 days until the government stops again. Yes, we know this. Okay, they kicked the can. They didn't actually do anything. It's funny for Democrats because right now Republicans have the biggest opportunity to win huge in 2024. Americans across the country are very negative on Joe Biden. They're very negative about the economy, and they believe Republicans are the only ones who can save our economy. Okay? And they also really, border crisis is like the number 2 issue Americans are facing, and they believe that Republicans are the only ones who can fix these problems. So with that being said, for 2024, what looks amazing for Republicans? Everything. It should be all rainbows and butterflies because the Republicans look like they're going to win big. Except, what have the Republicans done to themselves? They have created complete and utter chaos in the House. So every American is going to be affected directly in the next couple weeks over what is happening, and it's going to put a very negative taste of the Republican Party in Americans' mouths. So they had a very lovely path to 2024, and they are literally shooting it up. They're literally blowing it up because of their own infighting, and that is funny to Democrats because it's going to make Democrats' life easier. Joe Biden thinks this is the best thing that's ever happened to him because Joe Biden is not very popular. He's losing, but now is everyone talking about Joe Biden or is everyone talking about Republican chaos? And keep in mind, whether you love Trump, hate Trump, the reason why Trump got voted out is because even Trumpians were saying he was too much chaos. Trumpians, why not? Okay? And so having all of this chaos going in the House, is it going to make your independents jump on the Republican side? Who knows? So the Republicans had a very straightforward path, and now that is, who knows? But they're making it significantly harder for themselves. So why do we care? Even without having any of the Republican or Democrat side. The reason why this is horrific is because a budget can't go through unless it starts in the... And the House is completely on fire at the moment. Like, completely on fire. So they have until November 18th to get a budget, and 15th or 18th, I can't remember. And they don't have a leader at the moment. There's no one. So when Matt Gaetz kicked out McCarthy, there was no one else. There's literally no plan. No plan. No one wants the job. Why? Because it's completely a shattered House. The caucuses are all over the place. Nothing is getting done. And they have a buffer of 5 seats. It's a huge problem in the House. So, how does it affect us? The government probably will shut down right before Thanksgiving break. Great idea or bad idea? Now, when we say government shutdown, does that mean the end of the United States? No, it just means, it's a very scary word. It's not as scary as it sounds. It just means people are going unpaid. And we have a very, very large military presence here in Tampa Bay, and a lot of those people are going to go unpaid. Who are the last people that we don't want to, who are the last people that we would like to go unpaid? Our military, who are doing tons of service for our country, sacrifice practically everything for our families and for us to be safe, we should keep them paid. Yes? Government shutdowns, who are the first ones to take the hit? The military. So, lots of problems, lots of things are at stake. I'm focusing on the Republicans today because they're a dumpster fire, like completely and utterly. But the Democrats also have a huge role to play. The Democrats, are they pushing through anything? No. They're letting the Republicans eat themselves, and they're just sitting there watching. So is that a great look for Democrats either? Not really. But feast or famine, I guess, is kind of what the Democrats are rolling with. So with that being said, it is a huge upheaval yesterday. It is a huge disaster in regards to political forum. Anyway, just thought you should know. It's wild. Anyway, here we go. Major policies that you should know. Okay, so after your amendments, here we go. Major policies. Okay, we have already talked about Title IX. I'm not going to beat it to death, but you should know that Title IX is here. Okay, it is requires federal spending to be equally distributed between male and female athletes and students, or however they want to break it down. But it has to be equally distributed. So if football here playing high school gets federal dollars of $10,000, how much do female sports programs have to get? $10,000. Now, here at Plant High School, a lot of our money is coming from private donations. Okay, so we have I can't think of, we have not a dowry. Holy shit, that's funny. Dowry is when you get married, parents send you with cash, so your husband takes you. We have a what? Endowment, thank you. See, I was close. Dowry, endowment, it's practically the same thing. An endowment is people have donated, and it goes into a bank, and it collects interest, and we spend off the interest. I mean, Plant High School is like $3 million endowment. It's huge. For public school, it's huge. Which is why our football stadium is very nice, yes? Okay, and our other stadiums are fine, but tons of money gets spent on football because it's private donations. Because what is the biggest money maker for Plant High School? Football. So they take a lot of those private investments, but all the federal money gets equally split. So if you're like, oh my God, they spend so much money on football, well, the reason is because it's private investments. And private investments can go any way the investor wants it to go. So if I write a check for $10,000 to Plant High School and I say, I want the swim team to get it, then the swim team will get it because it's a private donation, but federal money gets split. That's all from Title IX. All the ladies in the room are benefiting absolutely 1,000% by it. This is why we're 55% of universities right now. It's because of Title IX. This is the reason why we are in the room and making massive changes is Title IX, and that was passed in 1972. All right, here we go. Your second one that you need to know is affirmative action. This one is a sticky wicket. All right, so affirmative action was passed in the 70s. You need to know it was trying, and write it down. It's trying to compensate for minorities who face discrimination and hardship. It was created to give minorities who face discrimination and hardship access to elite universities by requiring racial quotas. Okay. Every single thing in life has positives and pros and cons. Can we agree? Eating chocolate cake every single day would make my soul so happy. There's also the cons of me weighing 6,000 pounds. Yes? So everything has pros and cons. Affirmative action had the dream of ensuring that everyone had equal access. Because you do know, the reason why you go on to go to the best university you can is because once you get into that university, the connections you make your life easier. Yes? For the rest of your life, you'll benefit from being able to say, I went to Harvard. I went to Stanford. And all the people you meet there are going to be doing other incredible things, and then you just have this incredible connection to other people and other previous alumni. It is the reason why you want to go into these universities. With that being said, those universities were full of white men. Okay? In the 1970s, you start seeing women starting to take some of those spots, and then, but it's still predominantly white, which means our minorities are not getting those access of opportunities in education. So affirmative action was requiring universities who were taking state funding or federal funding to have a certain amount of Black, Asian, Hispanic, and other minorities in order to diversify the population, so it's not just a bunch of rich white people wandering around, and to ensure equal accessibility. Is it a perfect system? No. Is it amazing? No. There are pros and cons to everything, but it was an attempt to fix a problem. Put a big star. In 2023, the Supreme Court ruled it was unconstitutional. So, it no longer exists. So I'm not sure if it's going to be on your AP exam because it no longer exists. Are there pros to it not existing? Absolutely. So what it means is that now if you are a senior and you're applying for colleges, you're going to be the first generation in like 60 years who is not having their race being affected into your selection. They cannot look at your race. They cannot look at your race, which is both a wonderful thing and a bad thing. Bad thing. We know this because in California, some of the state universities went into racially blind admissions into places like UC Berkeley, which is an elite university. And guess what happened there to minority access? Plummeted. So UC Berkeley is pretty much filled with only white people. Okay, so there are pros and cons to affirmative action. There are pros and cons to it being gone. Can we agree? So the big, scary, if you are anti-affirmative action, you're very concerned about the lack of access that minorities and other people are going to have. If you are anti-affirmative action, you are very excited because now, you think you'll have a more fair shot to get in. Pros, cons. So, depending on where you are on the spectrum, we have plenty of time, you big jerk. I know, but this is an important thing. It's just overturned. We don't even know what it's going to look like officially going forward. So if you're a senior applying, like, you're a big deal. You're gonna see what the new future is going to look like, and it's could be very exciting or very sad wherever you are on the spectrum of it. But it's a big deal. 2023. Moving on. All right, civil liberties versus civil rights is your next thing. By the way, just getting back to affirmative action. Affirmative action stops them from looking at your race, but does it stop them from looking at to see if you are, what's it called, legacy? No. You do know that if your family went to the university, you get a leg up over everyone? So by removing affirmative action, which is requiring diversity and stuff like that, and not eliminating legacy, have we created an equal system? No, because your parents might be brilliant and they got into Harvard, and you might be a dum-dum. But because your parents are brilliant and they got into Harvard, guess what you get to go to? Is that fair? Is that fair? So, until they get rid of legacies, yes, that you are not given extra points on your thing, you are not given an extra boost, you are not given an extra look, no one knows if you're a legacy or not. And then is college admissions? Because you do know 60%, I think they said like 66% or 65% of Harvard are all legacy kids. And oh, by the way, what do you think these legacy kids look like? Not all of them, but a good majority of them. Because keep in mind, how long ago had Harvard started accepting minorities and diverse and backgrounds and all that stuff? Not that long ago. Anyway, just so food for thought. So, if you're really thinking that affirmative action was keeping you out of college, it's actually not. What is the biggest problem keeping you out of colleges in places like Harvard? It's legacy. It's legacy. Legacy is the biggest problem. Because legacy, they block off tons of spots for legacy seats. That's the big issue. Moving forward, Civil rights for civil liberties. Good. I hope you enjoyed the blank page, Colin. Okay. Civil liberties are protections against the abuse of power. Civil liberties are the protections of the abuse of government power. So, when we talk about civil liberties, it's talking about us against the government. The people versus the government, which is why it applies to everyone. Civil rights are protections from discrimination. Okay? It's literally us, me versus you, is what civil rights are. Okay? It's amongst the people that we're trying to tamper discrimination down. Okay, when we talk about civil liberties and civil rights, you cannot talk about without talking about selective incorporation, or the fact that all of your states and local government have to support the Bill of Rights. Both of these are going to benefit from selective incorporation. Without selective incorporation, there would really be very little to conversation about civil rights, obviously. And also civil liberties would be on the table as well. Because, keep in mind, black people have been citizens since before we were a country, and they were completely ignored. If they can do it to one group of people, or if there's injustice in one place in the world, there's injustice. Oh, I screwed it up. I screwed up the quote. Damn it. But injustice anywhere is a threat to justice. Yes! And if they can do it to one group of people, what's stopping you from being the next one? That. I got it. Pulled it through. Yes. Okay? And that's what selective incorporation is all about. It's about making sure all these things are protected. Okay. Big things is really about civil liberties is really about due process, while civil rights are protection of minority groups. Okay. Now, is anything in the world perfect? No. Is anything in the world perfectly even and wonderful for everyone? No, of course not. But civil liberties and civil rights are trying to make things as fair as possible. Keep in mind, the most important thing, the most beautiful thing about the United States, and I truly do love the United States, is that we are in constant search of a more perfect union. Okay? And that is the most inspiring words that come out of our government and our Constitution, is the search for a more perfect union. And this cause is the reason why we're going to get there at some point. All right. Told you I was going to be done.
2 minutes left to spin.
Oh, brilliant. Here we go, on your whiteboard. Okay, on your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the document written by MLK Jr. saying that white moderates are the biggest threat to black rights, and it equates the protection of the 14th Amendment? What is it, Eve? Letters to Birmingham. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the Due Process Clause is found in what amendment? We had a big controversy about this one earlier. All right, good. What is it, Megan? 5. On your whiteboard, please tell me what test talks about religion and sees if it's constitutional in regards to religion. Is it breaking the Establishment Clause? What is it, Luke? Lemon test. The lemon test is found under what amendment, though? Let's put that one there. Good. What is it, Andrew? 1. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the other test? Good. Chris? Clear and present danger test. What amendment is the clear and present danger test? Good. What is it, Haley? The first. What is the famous quotable word? It's a word that they use for this test in clear and present danger test. What is the word that they talk about? The quoted one. It's kind of a weird way for me to say it. Fire. Oh. Yelling fire, that's the clear and present danger test. So just be aware. When we say if you cannot shout fire in a crowded room, that's the clear and present danger test. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when the U.S. government and state and local governments are forced in requiring the support of the Bill of Rights? What is it, Bronson?
Incorporation.
Incorporation. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to know incorporation for tomorrow. Is everyone clear? It's like comes through. Okay, what Supreme Court case is the best example of incorporation? Gideon versus Wainwright, yes? Hello, the right to attorney. Bye. Oh my God, killing it. Thank you. With a migraine and everything.